Yo, welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Wrestling with the Homies. I'm the homie Qwan, and of course, I'm joined by my good friend Jay Cooley.
Yes, sir. Peace.
And of course, I got my boy with me, Sylvan the Don, Sylvan A. Smith.
Yes, sir.
Sylvan LeQ.
What up, y'all boys?
What's happening? Hey, we killed that second
man?
take. We killed that second take. This was our second take because the first take went wrong, baby. But you know, we rebounded like Dennis Rodman, dog.
Facts.
Hey.
What's up with y'all, man? Why we in here so early? What's going on? Sylvan got to do some rapper side missions, apparently.
Yeah, man. I got to go to New York City on Sunday and take content in front of this billboard in Times Square for a deal that I did with this company called WWH. Like, I want to say maybe like 2 years ago. So yeah, man. About to be pulling back up to New York last minute. So we recording on Friday at 9 a.m. last minute, dog. Appreciate y'all boys.
Super last minute, but you know,
yeah.
F it, we ball. Like, like who said that? What movie was that from? F it, we ball. Snow on the Bluff?
I don't know.
I think it was Snow on the Bluff. Y'all ain't never seen Snow on the Bluff?
It was Snow on the Bluff. Yeah.
Dog.
Man, Snow on the Bluff was a movement, man.
It was a terrible movie. I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of these movies that our people love, they don't be the best. They don't be the best, bro. Like, they really don't be the best. Like, I was watching Belly recently, and I'm like,
nah, come
Belly
on.
sucks.
Come on, man.
Like, but the thing is, I don't think so, bro. Like, and I get it. Like, I get it, but at the same time, like, because visually and stylistically, Belly was ill. But, like, really watching Belly as a film, it's like, yo, what is this even about, dog?
Man, you know what it's about, man? It's about
The
two
acting
brothers.
is terrible,
it's about
too.
two brothers trying to get their life together, man. You know?
It's about Nas going to Africa. I'm like, bro, they did all that just to send Nas to Africa?
Nas went to Africa, you know what I mean? X became a born-again Muslim.
And
Bro, that movie didn't make no sense, bro. That movie didn't make no sense.
Nobody caught what I said. I'm not even going to revisit that.
Revisit it.
No, I said make a move to Marcy. I know Sylvan probably get the reference because it's like an old Nas.
I don't know.
It was some Cormega. Like, yeah. We getting super nerdy hip hop early in the podcast. My bad.
Marcy Projects.
Cormega, man.
My boy.
Shout out to the Marcy Projects, man.
My boy Cormega. Big facts. What's up with y'all, man? And y'all see Dune yet? Did y'all do it since clearly the group chat not gonna do it? It's not gonna happen.
I don't depend
It's
on
not gonna happen, man.
Yo, I saw Dune. Dune 2 is incredible, bro. It blows the first one out of the park. And the first one is great, but the second one makes you go like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I can't wait to see part 3.
I'm gonna have to tune in, man. I gotta see part 1.
15 out of 10, dog. Like, I
still ain't seen the first one?
I haven't, man. I haven't.
So look, the second one is a lot more fast paced. It's a lot more happening than the first one was. So I think that if you don't enjoy the first one, still get a second one a chance because you'll enjoy it. I actually did see. I saw it last week, to be honest. Like, I just, I couldn't tell y'all that because I thought I still had hope that the group chat was gonna come together like a conglomerate and go see it deep into the theater. Like, but
I would go see it.
False hope.
Hey, side mission king, baby, side mission king.
Damn. Yeah.
What you got going on, Cooley?
Man, nothing.
Yo, Cooley dumb, dog.
Yeah.
He said
nothing. Hey, I need to go see Dune too, man. I need to hop on board, man, because everybody keep telling me it's incredible. The last movie I saw was Oppenheimer. That was fire. I actually saw it before Oscar night, so it was dope seeing them get their awards and stuff.
Nah,
they keep.
We gotta go deep.
Leonardo.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio. I feel like everybody knows he's like one of the greatest actors ever. So he already got his Oscar for The Revenant. Like, what else he need,
Barely.
bro? Barely.
A lot of people.
What
got
else
a lot
he
of
need,
Oscars.
man? You
said
said
who?
who?
Got a lot of Oscars, man.
Daniel Day-Lewis. He got a bunch. But that's Daniel Day-Lewis.
He's a go.
Yeah, he's him, bro. He's him. But now we definitely got to go deep to the theater because we ain't did that since Shang-Chi when the homie Gary brought somebody with him and
Yeah, Yeah.
I was kind of
what-
looking
what-
at the
what-
somebody.
what-
Huh?
What do we see?
It was Shang-Chi Enter the Fist or whatever that shit was called.
wasn't that a Marvel movie or something like that?
It was.
Yeah, it was fire. That joint was fire.
Wow, I
fire.
forgot. That was at the
It was
Grove,
fire.
right?
Yeah, we haven't seen.
Mhm.
It's crazy when we all. I think it was like me, you, when we all went to the Grove to see. Damn, what was the rest of the movie called again?
Iron Claw.
To see Iron Claw. I posted on the story, and the chat was like, "Oh, why y'all didn't tell us?" It's just like, bro, come on, man. We told y'all 2 weeks ago, bro. Like y'all just trash. Like y'all just don't know how to get it together.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, the smaller the group that goes, the easier it is to get things done. Because once it's a bunch of people, it get ugly. Like we were supposed to go to Rolling Loud like a year ago or something. I requested like weeks off work and everything, and then like by the time that day came, it was like, well, Aaron is on tour with Peso Pluma or whatever, and it's like, all right, well, this ain't happening then. So I just got 2 weeks off for nothing. So that's just
I already couldn't go because I was in Puerto Rico that summer. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
he was.
I can't.
What was you doing in Puerto Rico with Bad Bunny, bro?
Nah, he was definitely in Puerto Rico. I remember that. Yeah,
Bad Bunny.
He was in Puerto
This
Rico.
man was with Damian Priest, running side missions.
Yeah, he was in Puerto Rico.
He
living
said
life.
Damian Priest trying to steal that briefcase so I can use it at least.
Somebody got to use it because he clearly ain't. Yo, I think we're talking all this shit about Damian Priest, but I genuinely think that he's gonna cash in and win that title like soon, like soon,
We'll probably do it like the night after Mania.
like the night after Mania. Yeah,
Yeah, night
facts.
after Mania. Keep it.
Hopefully, man.
Because we counting them
Cash
out.
in
We
on,
count.
on Drew.
They're not gonna give Drew a one night reign. They can't do that.
Yeah, they can.
They can't do that.
They can if you don't resign.
Hey, the way AEW is paying right now, shoot.
Yeah.
Boy. Damian Priest might have 10 mil waiting for him. Not Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. He might have a cool little 30 piece waiting for him across the street. Tony
Don't
Khan
get
is
me
paying.
started. Don't get me started. bro.
I already know you're going to get all into it in your topic. I'm excited for it because I want to hear you double down because listen, y'all killed Sylvan on TikTok. I cannot believe them comments. Sylvan got some explaining to do for that Okada take, and I'm gonna let him get into it a little later. Now I'm saying y'all gonna have to wait for that, but yo, them comments were nasty. They were on your head.
And I'm not on social media, so I return tomorrow. You know what I mean? But I'm excited. This is what I live
The
for,
return.
man. I want people to. I want you. What did 50 say? I need you to hate.
I need you to hate me.
I need
I
you to
need
hate.
you to hate me.
I need it.
Hey, I strive off negativity. You feel me?
Facts.
Oh, that meme with the
Yeah, with the
Thrive on
bandana.
negativity. Yup.
I definitely don't thrive off negativity though. I hate that. When y'all be killing me in the comments, I'd be so sad. I'd be like, damn, they don't like my take on this. Why they don't like me?
I kind of.
I'm lying, by the way. I do not care at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say
off
things to make y'all mad, bro. Like, what you think this is, man? Y'all think I care if you like my opinion? Y'all think I care if I'm right? I just like to hear myself talk, boy. That's why I got a podcast.
he ain't lying. Don DeMarco.
Bang bang.
That's all jokes, by the way. The wrestling space is supposed to be fun, man. At the end of the day, we all just having fun and talking. So it's not that deep. It's not that deep. But we'll get into Okada's 4.5 million and Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes, possibly 10. We don't know. We'll get into that a little later.
We know.
We don't know. It could be rumors. We'll see.
Sheesh.
But fellas, I got something I want to talk about before that. Y'all ready to get into some topics?
Yes, sir.
Talk about it, man.
All right. So boom, here it is. I feel like every week we see the same dialogue on social media, like whether it's X app, whether it's Instagram, wherever. We see the same dialogue. We probably gonna see it tonight. We saw it last week, and we saw it the week before. And of course, I'm talking about that specific group out there who seems to watch wrestling with a stopwatch and just clock the hours. Because every single week, I'm seeing Smackdown only had 28 minutes of wrestling tonight. Every week, I'm seeing Monday Night Raw only had 34 minutes of wrestling tonight on a 3-hour show. And I wanted to ask y'all, fellas, does it really matter how much wrestling we get on these weekly shows? Like, does it really matter? Because I'm going to be honest with you. And this might be controversial to say, I know people are going to get mad that I say this, but when it comes to these weekly wrestling shows, I feel like the storylines might be more important than the wrestling. I think it's not even close. Thank you. So the way I see it, Raw and SmackDown for WWE is the selling point to the PLEs. So they use Raw and SmackDown to build towards the big climax at the PLEs. And that's the same thing with AEW. They use Dynamite and Collision and Rampage to build towards the big pay-per-view, because the big pay-per-view is the climax. And I'm sorry, but a match with no stakes, a match with no storylines, is just an exhibition. We don't really care for exhibitions. Put it like this. Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn could have wrestled in 2017, right? And it would have been a great match because Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn are two incredible wrestlers. But we wouldn't really care. Like we might enjoy the match, it would be great, and then we would forget about it in a month. Same thing with now. Like Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn can wrestle tonight on SmackDown or next week on SmackDown, and I'm sure it'll be a great match because, again, that's two incredible wrestlers. But there's no stakes there, so we wouldn't really care. We would forget about that in like a month. But when Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns wrestled at the height of that Bloodline storyline, after we had to see Sami Zayn get abused and gaslit for 8-9 months, that match meant everything to us because it had all the stakes in the world. The storyline is what enhanced the match. And I think people forget that. They forget that storylines are meant to enhance the action. Like, I don't want to go to the movie theater and watch a movie where it's just action scene on top of action scene. We need some kind of story, bro. We got to dress that up. Like, you can't just give me a bunch of explosions and car chases. Like, Fast and the Furious is cool. I'm sure that they got an audience out there that loves them, but that's not what I want to see. I need more than that. I need some development. I need some story. You got to spice that up. Don't just give me a plate with steak and mashed potatoes on it. Put some salt on there, you know what I'm saying? Put some pepper, put some Lawry's on it. Season that up. Spice that up. So, my personal opinion, I'm not mad at there only being 27 minutes of wrestling on a average SmackDown. I feel like the story is what enhances the premium live events, and we need storytelling. That just is what it is. So I'm not mad at it, but I wanted to get y'all take. Do y'all think that WWE is focusing too much on storylines and not enough on pro wrestling?
I don't think so. I think this is the right choice because, like you said, we need that build up. At the end of the day, we need Christopher Nolan and not Michael Bay. Pretty much, because
perfect analogy, by the way. Perfect.
These storylines get us invested, and we get more invested into the feuds and everything. If wrestling was more important than storylines, New Japan would take over WWE.
Facts. When we see the numbers, we see the numbers when we look at SmackDown.
We see the numbers, man.
And Raw, and then we look over at the product over there that has more wrestling, and we see what them numbers is looking like. I was looking at the numbers from not last week's, but this week's Dynamite, and whew.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm invested into the storyline. I'm a film guy as well. I love entertainment at the end of the day, but stop complaining, man. That's all we do is just complain. Let's just enjoy the product, man. Wrestling is at its best. What are we talking about?
I am a story guy. I'm always going to choose the story over the wrestling. That's why I love WWE. I don't think there needs to be more wrestling on on Raw and SmackDown. I mean, look, you already got Raw, SmackDown, NXT. That's 3 days of WWE wrestling every week, right? Then you got your PLEs that are coming up every single 4 months. And also, not to mention, a lot of these wrestlers are also doing house shows. So they're performing in that ring 3-4 times a week, putting their bodies on the line. So if they can have a break on a SmackDown or a Raw to just further tell the story that is going to contribute to the PLE that's coming up that month, then why not? I think a lot of us fans a lot of purists, I'm not going to say us fans, I'm not going to include myself in y'all, but a lot of purists who just want to see wrestling don't understand, or maybe just don't care that wrestlers put their bodies on the line more times than they see on television. And I get it. As a wrestling fan, you want to see what you want to see. But these guys are putting themselves on the line. Like they're getting broken bones. They're not sleeping at night. They got to be in tip-top shape. They got to work out, keep themselves together. Being a pro wrestler is the hardest thing in the world. It's harder than any other thing you can ever do in this life, as far as athletic-wise. I don't care what anybody says. Because ask any basketball player, they're practicing, but they're not doing 4 to 5 games a week. You feel me? Like
Right.
it's a whole different game as a wrestler. So I don't have any issues with it. And I think these guys just kind of want what AEW offers, and I think AEW offers a lot of wrestling. And my issue with AEW has always just been that there's not enough storytelling, but I think they would actually tell better stories if they really committed to being a wrestling program that cares only about the wrestling instead of faking like it's more than that. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to get into that tangent.
Right.
I just think that in general, watch another product. Go to New Japan. Go to AEW. Go to TNA. I mean, there's other alternative products that have a lot of wrestling.
Right. And the thing is, I don't think that there is necessarily a right way or a wrong way to do it. Like, if you want your program to have more wrestling matches on it, then by all means, have all the wrestling matches in the world. But I do think that great wrestling is very easy to come by. Like, and I say that with all due respect. I look up and down the roster that WWE has right now. I look at the roster in the independents. I look at the roster in AEW, and it's like, great wrestlers are a dime a dozen. Everybody can wrestle. Like, I don't know if y'all know that at home, but everybody can wrestle. Every person on these rosters can go in there and put on at least a 4-star match. Like, Will Ospreay is a walking 4-star match. He wakes up and has a 4-star match. If I got in the ring with Will Ospreay, he can probably get 3.5 out of me just because he's that good. Great wrestling is easy. The storytelling is the hard part. Telling a story that's going to get people invested and get people to want to purchase a pay-per-view. It's 2024, and there's people purchasing pay-per-views for $40 just to see wrestling. And you know why they want to watch that wrestling? Because the story attached to it. Like, in my honest opinion, the best AEW match that I've seen recently was Swerve and Hangman. And the reason that Swerve and Hangman was so ill had a lot to do with the storyline. Now, the match itself obviously was what it was. It was brutal. We saw Swerve take staples to his chest. We saw a bloodbath out there. It was great. But without that story, without seeing Swerve stalk Hangman and threaten his child above his crib, without seeing any of that, that match ain't what it was. Like, we need a great story. I'm sorry, but we do. We do.
That's a fact.
You know, a great story can also be based around just who's the best wrestler, right? I feel like there's not look, this is just me being idealist, because there's definitely just ways to tell stories, which is what we should be focused. Well, I'm not going to say should, which is what traditionally wrestling is focused on. But I feel like New Japan Pro Wrestling, the reason why it's been able to be so successful is because it truly is based off of who is the best. And they very much emphasize that. They're just not in the mainstream market. And that's kind of what my idea for AEW was. AEW could be the mainstream version of what New Japan Pro Wrestling is, which is who is the best in this ring and how do we emphasize that? But I feel like, and I don't know what it is, I don't know if it's just a writing situation or whoever's in the back, but I feel like a lot of these stories as of late have felt a little contrived and a little forced. And the factions have been a little sloppy. And so it just kind of feels like they're missing the mark when they have all this great wrestling going on in that ring. And it's like, it doesn't need to be that difficult. It could really, you guys are already setting it up. You have the records that show up when Hook or Chris Jericho come out. You're showing that they're, 24 losses, 24 losses, 68 wins. Like, you're already going in this way. It's all elite wrestling.
Right.
So I feel like there's a way that you can tell this story while still tell great stories while still keeping a lot of wrestling in your product, at least alternatively. But the story is always going to be the most important thing in wrestling. It's the reason why we pull up. It's the reason why we show up, because of the theatrics. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell anybody.
It's what we remember most, bro. It's really when you think about the things that you enjoyed when you grew up as a kid, right? Like your first moments with wrestling. It's never really a match. Like, at least from my experience, it's always something that involved a story. Like, one of my first earliest memories in pro wrestling was Mankind, right? Remember when Mankind had the mask on and he was going to face Triple H at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. So Mankind is on stage, and as he's cutting this promo on Triple H, he's like slowly taking the mask off and slowly buttoning down the shirt. And he's like, Mick Foley, Mankind can't face you because he's not man enough, but I got someone else who's going to face you. And he takes off the mask and he unbuttons the shirt and he reveals the Cactus Jack shirt. So now Mankind is like, you're not facing Mankind, you're facing Cactus Jack. And it's clear like that Cactus Jack and Mankind are the same goddamn person. But Triple H was in that ring losing his mind. Like, he was like, he could not believe that he had to face Cactus Jack, even though he was going to face him anyway. And like, as a kid, I didn't really understand who Cactus Jack was or what was going on. But the way that Triple H sold that and that story surrounding that made me hyped for the match.
Yeah,
like it made me hyped. They sold it. Yep. And that's one of my earliest favorite memories of pro wrestling. It's the story. Now, the match was incredible. But without that great story, is that match really received the same? Like, I don't know. Like I said, a great match is easy. A great match is like lyrical, spiritual, miracle raps. Like, a lot of rappers can do that, but you got to give me some melodies too. You gotta spice that up and dress that up. You can't just metaphysical, spiritual. Like, no, bro, no.
That's why Drake,
I don't want to hear that.
That's why Drake doing the lean in. He ain't come back season no more, man.
But yeah, man, it's like you gotta give us more than just a great match, because it's so much great wrestling around, dog. Like, we went to a Prestige show and every single match on that card was great. It was not one dud on that show. Great match.
That's their job, man. That's regular. You know, we need that story. I think my earliest memory was Backlash '99.
What happened
that
Backlash?
day? That day, I was scared of Undertaker for the rest of my life, bro.
Oh god,
that was the day. I was like, bro, who is this guy? And he was sacrificing Stephanie. I was like, bro, what is going on?
Like, that was my earliest memory. I was just like, oh, this is insanity.
That was crazy.
Let's run it back. Like, what's next? What happens now? Like,
I was like, this is crazy, bro.
Right. And look, and this is not, I don't want this to be framed as us, like, you know, taking shots at AEW, because that's not what I'm doing. AEW has some great storytelling over there as well. Like, the hottest storyline in wrestling at one point was MJF and Adam Cole and that whole thing they were telling. Now, obviously, that had to pivot because injuries happened. Adam Cole got injured. MJF got injured. But they were doing some nice things for storytelling, so I want to give them props for that. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is you can't watch wrestling with a stopwatch. That's just not – that's not wavy, bro. That's corny. That's corny. And also, I have to address, since when did long matches become like – the be all end all? Like, can we not have a great match if it's not a certain length? I'm asking. Like, can we not have a great match if it's not a certain length? Does every great match have to be 25 minutes? We can't just have a nice little 8-minute banger?
I'll say this, right? I get what you're saying. It's just that, like, having a 25-minute match gives you the potential to be able to tell a story. That can be a really great match, right? Like, I'm not saying you can't tell that story in like 8 minutes or 10 minutes or even 15 minutes, right? Like, look, one of my favorite matches, and I stand by this. You know, it's crazy to say, but I stand by this. But one of my favorite matches ever is Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. You know, now it wasn't amazing, but it was hilarious. It was squashed them in 3 minutes. Dolph Ziggler's on the mic. You ain't got the guts to do, you know, to face me like a man. It's like, bro, like what? Comes out, squashes him again, gets back on the mic. I knew you were a fraud, you know, comes back out, squashes him again. Bro, that's one of my favorite, like that's probably like a top 20 match just because of how delusional Dolph is, how much he sold it, and how great of a story it was, right? So I'm not saying you can't tell it in 10 to 15, but I do think that the consecutive bangers have always been around the 20, 25, 30-minute mark, right? Like like the bangers that we consider like up there. I mean, everything down from Shawn Michaels to Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, you know what I mean, at WrestleMania, both nights. Triple H versus Undertaker at both nights. Like, these 20, 25, 30-minute matches, you know, they have the potential to bang the most. Pause.
Whoa. Big pause. So for me, I really see, I don't want to say I don't see a difference, because there's clearly a difference between like a squash match that's fun to watch and like a 30-minute Will Ospreay Kenny Omega classic. There is clearly a difference, but I hate this mindset that wrestling has to be either or, because we can enjoy both. Like, not to sound cliche, but when I was a kid, seeing Goldberg go to that ring and have squash matches every night, just march to the ring, breathe out smoke on the ramp. You know, he used to breathe in the pyro and blow it out. It looked so hard. Pause, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But going into the ring and just like spearing the dog crap out of like Hugh Morris or whoever he was wrestling that night, that got me. That was like incredible for me to witness. I can enjoy that the same way I can enjoy a Will Ospreay classic with Kenny Omega. Like, obviously there's a difference in what they are, but like we can like all of it. It doesn't have to be this is bad because that's good. Because that's kind of what we're seeing on the internet. That's kind of what the nature of pro wrestling is today.
Bro, the internet is gonna be like that in all aspects. That's just how it is. And at the end of the day, it's like you have the choice just to pick which one you like. You don't have to go back and forth with other people about which one you like better.
I mean, it's all subjective at the end of the day, right? Like I look at rap music, and there's certain lyrical guys that I like that I love. Like I love certain guys like Bodie James, Rock Marciano. I'm like, yo, I can listen to this all day. But like, you know, there's certain guys that are like super lyrical where I'm just like, I can't do this, right? I can't do this at all. It's just too much. Or the same thing with like maybe me liking like I really like Cash Cobain right now. But I think Cash Cobain is super.
This man been sending Cash Cobain to the chat every
day. I've been on the Cash Cobain wave like crazy, and the reason I love him is because he's just a wavy, melodic nigga that talks about pussy, and that's the type of music I want to listen to, you know. But there's a lot of niggas like him, or that have not.
Watch them in words, bro. Watch them in words.
There's a lot of guys like him that are similar in terms of like the style and texture that I'm just not really that into. So I mean, I think it's just I think people are naturally inclined to what they like. And if it doesn't fit the certain description and mode of what they want to anticipate, then they're just gonna deflect it. But also I'm also a firm belief that people also really don't know what they like until they experience it. So some people just hate on something because it doesn't fit their aesthetic.
Yeah.
Bro, who the hell is Cash Cobain?
What? It's the guy that Sylvan's been sending to the chat for the last month, just every other day. Cash Cobain.
Missed that.
Cash Cobain.
Missed that link.
Pete Cash Cobain dunk contest, man.
Dunk. The song is called Dunk Contest.
I don't know, man. If you're just talking about that, it's like, I'm cool.
Yeah, man.
You know me.
Yeah,
no,
man,
but I see.
Yeah, what do you listen to, Cooley? What do you listen to, Cooley? What do you listen to?
I listen to jazz and old school music, man.
You take that 1970s
Calvin Keys,
rhetoric
Duke
over there.
Ellington.
Yeah. You take all that, off the wall, back to Africa over there. You know what I'm saying? Not that crystal, that white
bro.
stuff.
The way Cooley treats hip hop is the way a lot of fans be treating wrestling. Like the way Cooley be treating, because like me, I don't mind listening to who's a super lyrical guy. Like I can go listen to Joel Ortiz or one of them Griselda dudes. I love Benny the Butcher. I think
Benny
I
the
might have
Butcher.
introduced. Yeah,
You introduced me to Benny.
I think I'm about to say that. I might have introduced y'all to Benny the Butcher.
That one album was so fire.
I was on Benny for
black
a minute,
album cover.
but you know me, man. You know,
was it Tana Talk? It might have been
Plugs
Tana
I
Talk
Met,
or
baby.
The Plugs oh my god.
Come on,
Plugs
man.
I Met. That's what it was. It was the Plugs I Met.
Bro,
but like I can listen to Benny the Butcher the same way I can go and listen to like Smiley from OVO. That Start My Day with a Blunt. I'm like, it's all music, man.
Accomplishments.
Yo, Smiley, man, that song, that's never leaving my rotation.
Never.
That's never leaving my the intro. I think it's just called intro.
It's just called intro.
Smiley first intro. One of the worst songs and one of the greatest songs at the same time.
Yeah.
But like I can
Burning the Proof.
Burning the Proof. There we go.
Fire.
But like I can enjoy both. It doesn't have to be either or, dog. Like it really doesn't. Like I can go watch a Tanahashi match in New Japan and enjoy that the same way I'm gonna enjoy one of these random R-Truth shenanigan matches on Raw. Like it's all wrestling at the end of the day. It might be different styles. One might be kind of dumbed down for the masses, and one might just be more prestigious. But at the end of the day, wrestling is wrestling. It ain't got to be a versus every single time we have a conversation, because that's what it's turning into. Like I hate that wrestling is a versus, and I don't know if that's like Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff's fault for trying to start the war back in the day. I don't know if it was Vince McMahon Sr.'s fault for like the territories and like killing that, but at some point we got to stop treating wrestling like a versus. Like it don't have to be us versus them, that versus this every single time. Like it's okay to just enjoy what you enjoy. Maybe not like what you don't like, but keep it moving, bro. Like it ain't always like, why are we doing that? Why? Like why? Why must I hate Goldberg because I love?
But you know why
Akira,
we're doing.
I don't know.
You know why we're doing this though, man? It's because we've loved something at a certain point. Like we loved the WWE at a certain point. So when you kind of take away the essence of why people liked something or why they enjoyed something, especially if they're a diehard fan, and they find an alternative product and then they fall in love with that style of it, it's just automatically gonna be tribalism in some type of way. It just is what it is. Like it's no different than like the old Kanye debate, right? Like like I miss the old Kanye. Why did you do this? Blah 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 blah. So now I'm gonna go listen to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar and like and all these other guys because this is the type of hip hop that I want to listen to. And like, oh Kanye, you're on this type of vibe. You gotta love something in order to like hate it, in my opinion.
But can't I just enjoy the old Kanye without trying to discredit the new Kanye because I love the old Kanye? Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, just don't listen to the new Kanye.
I also right, like, I don't think
I can love AEW. My bad, I have to cut you up, but I can love AEW if I'm an AEW fan without trying to discredit WWE because I love AEW, or vice versa. Like it just, it's dumb.
I think people are not objective in general, right? And it's really hard. Like we all have a certain biasness to us. We all hold on to something that, like, I'll take it this way, right? Like, I'm a Drake fan. I keep saying it. I'm a Nation of Drizlon member. So, like, there was a certain time period from comeback season to If You're Reading This Is Too Late, where I felt like that was Drake's golden era. Now everything past that it's cool. Like, some of it I really don't like, but it's cool to me. But that golden era to me was that time. Now, I can't really appreciate his newer stuff as much as I can appreciate the golden era, but I appreciate Drake in general. Like I appreciate him as a whole, but most people won't even listen to anything that Drake drops past a certain time. Most people won't listen to anything that Kanye drops past a certain time. Some people won't go back to WWE just out of spite. Regardless of what's going on, they're like, bro, I left WWE in 2016 or I left WWE in 2008 and I'm just never coming back. Like some people are just like that, bro. They will
fine. And that's fine. I don't understand the reason that people feel they need to just like discredit something because they like something else. Like I just don't get it. Like when Adam Cole was main eventing the Wembley show with MJF, I thought that was super ill. So like my first thought was congratulations to Adam Cole for making it to a main event in front of 70,000 people. That's incredible. But a lot of people immediately saw that and went to Twitter to go, hey, when WWE had Adam Cole, they wanted him to be a manager. But now he's main eventing in AEW. And it's like, what's the reason for that? Can't we just be happy for the guy? Like, why we got to use one to discredit the other? I hate that fans are like that. And one day, maybe we'll all mature and be like me and just love everything.
Hilarious.
Sylvan always gets on me for that, by the way. Sylvan always says I like everything.
Just like everything. It's like,
it's supposed to be wrestling versus the world, baby.
But I mean, like, it's like, bro, when you're passionate, and I get it, wrestling fans are passionate. They're passionate about their product, and I get it. Like, I'm passionate about storytelling, right? So anything that involves really great storytelling, you're gonna see me there. And wrestling just happens to be one of my favorite forms of storytelling that I'm passionate about. But the wrestling is second to me, but for some people, wrestling is first. And I can't knock somebody who hates what was taken away from them, bro. All right, you know what? It's like this, right? Like I was watching this. All right, boom. A week ago, I was watching. I don't know if you guys have seen it, the Woodstock '99 train wreck documentary on Netflix.
Yep.
Fire,
right?
Fire. The Miz makes an appearance in that, by the way.
He's the first guy. First off, he's the first guy on that documentary. Like. Woodstock '99. I'm like, yo, the
so
random, is just insane. He lived that life, bro.
Man.
But I bring this up right because there was a segment. All right, for those who don't know, Woodstock '99, blah blah, one of the most tragic festivals of all time, right? And a big part of that is because the music at that time was very representative of the angst of new metal and gangster rap, right? Now, this was a lot in rebellion to what was being shoved down people's throats. Pause. Which was the boy band teen pop era, right? Where all of a sudden MTV was going from playing Nirvana and gangster rap and Metallica and all of this hardcore, purist, incredible music, and now they were transitioning into Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Jessica Simpson, and the purists were like, I remember on that documentary, there was a guy who was a purist, clearly a purist, who was talking to an MTV rep and which is like, what are you guys doing to my MTV? What are you guys doing to my music? All I see is Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Britney Spears, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Like, I'm upset. I'm pissed off. And it's like, rightfully so. You delivered me a product that I fell in love with, and now you're changing it and switching it away, and I have to figure out what I'm going to do. It's no different than if Coke changed their recipe and said, we're going to be making orange soda now. Nah, bro, I want my Coke. Like, where's my Coke, bro? I've been buying this for 5-6 years. So I'm not mad at purists, man. I get it. I understand why. I understand it.
Hey, it kind of just is what it is. But hopefully one day, like I said, people can just be more like me and, give everything a chance. Focus on what you like. Like, focus on what you like. Like, really, let me say that again. Focus on what you like. Stop putting so much emphasis and focus on what you don't like, because it makes no sense. Like, hate watching something because you hate it. It just makes absolutely no sense. Taking a stopwatch and going to watch Smackdown so you can time the matches and crap on them afterwards because they didn't have a lot. Like, there's no reason for that. It's dumb. You're a loser. You're a loser. But yeah, man, I want to. Wait, go ahead.
If y'all want to kick it with your boy, we can listen to some John Coltrane or something. Chill out.
Cooley's music taste buds got to be addressed at some point, bro.
Here's the thing. It's not that I hate like the new generation of stuff. Like, I'll give it a listen, but it's just not my cup of tea, and I'll just leave it alone. Like, it is what it is.
Yes, you do.
I'm sorry.
Look, this is how I know Cooley is out of his mind when it comes to music. Cooley, he's not the biggest fan of Jay-Z, right? Like, he kind of don't like Jay-Z like that.
After the Black Album,
bro, this man has never heard Black Album. Bro, Cooley has never heard ignorant shit. Like, admittedly, he's never heard the song ignorant shit.
The only ignorant shit I know is Drake and Lil Wayne.
You're
and that's my problem, dog. And that's my problem. This man has an opinion on the whole, but he ain't even heard some of like Jay's best music.
Yeah,
what's Jay's best music? What year?
Diseases and all the matches. You listen to.
What's Jay's best music?
No, his best year of music.
I would say the Dynasty era. Like, now, the Dynasty album wasn't his best album by any means, but I feel like he was rapping the best at that moment. Like, when he adopted the whole Young Chris.
That's the moment I listen to, though. Anything,
but he still has moments after that. Like, it's arguable that American Gangster is his best album. Like, you can argue that. People say that's on. Yeah, if American Gangster was called Reasonable Doubt 2 instead of American Gangster, it would probably be heralded as one of the greatest albums ever. Just because
got it.
Like, Jay is like that, man. But Jay's
best era to me is Volume 1, but that's just me.
All right, now Smoking Angel does.
But it's the same argument as you though. Like, I feel like when we're talking about like rapping abilities, like if you listen to some of the highlights on Volume 1, like Where I'm From and like
Where I'm From Fire.
Yeah.
What else was on that? Sunshine wasn't on that, right?
Yeah, it was. But
it was. See, I can't.
But I'm talking about the high like Friendo Foe 2.
The Streets is watching.
Imaginary
like some of the
players.
Imaginary players. Like some of those raps are just like top tier Jay-Z raps. But the lows on that are, I mean, at least it's not Blueprint 3. But
right. Was City Is Mine on that?
Yes.
No album was. Okay, look. So all right. So Lucky Me is hard, but
Lucky Me.
I can't.
Come on, man.
No album with The City Is Mine and Sunshine.
City Is Mine is fire. You're bugging, bro. You belong to the city. That joint's fire.
Nah. Ain't no way. What were they doing with that sample? And that song always reminds me of this old episode of Married with Children, because they were like, I remember that Heart of the City, whatever joint. Like, I don't know. But I want to hear from the people at home on this topic, man. Do you watch wrestling with a stopwatch? Do you think longer matches are more important than shorter ones? Do you think that WWE focuses way too heavily on storylines and not enough wrestling? Or do you think AEW focus on too much wrestling and not enough storyline? Is there a happy medium that can be met? Is there a medium that's never going to be met because people just like what they like and want to see what they want to see? What's your opinion on this? Let me know down below. And if you are mad at me about this topic, like, please hold your comments because I don't want to feel what Sylvan was feeling last week, man. Y'all was killing that boy.
What was going on?
Killing him.
I didn't even know what was going on. I still don't know what's going on. I've only seen two comments.
I can read them to you, bro. They said you was pocket watching. They said if you've only seen what did they say? Some dude was like, if you've only seen one Okada match, I would rather not hear your opinion.
Hold on, real quick, man. I'm about to go too.
Cooley kept grabbing the receipts.
Pull them up, yo.
They said you was pocket watching, and they said that Okada was the Japanese John Cena, so you was out your goddamn mind.
Oh, the Japanese John Cena.
That's what they call him.
Hey, shout out to Omar for saying we worth negative $100 a show.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
yo, this is how crazy wrestling fans are, right? So Sylvan was saying that Okada is not worth $4.5 million. Like, he's like, come on now, that's a lot of money for a guy. And some dude saw that comment and he didn't like it, so he was like, "Yeah, your show is worth negative $100." And I replied, "I'm like, LOL, that's cold." And he was like, "Thanks for being a good sport about it," and then followed us. Like, a lot of times when people are coming sideways at you, all you got to do is just like laugh it off and just like show respect to them, and they really just want to be seen and want to be heard. So once you acknowledge them, they'll probably follow you or subscribe to you.
This is a very WWE take.
Hey, that's a fact. I agree with you. Whoever said that. What's his name? Read his name out. Read the name out.
Facts.
It ain't got no profile picture, but it's Hades, Hades.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to you, Hades. You are not wrong. Sylvan is a WWE guy, and that was a WWE take.
Bro, these
Tony
comments
Khan
are
is
insane.
justified. Tony Khan is justified.